For more than 50 years, an old carpenter named Thomas lived in a tiny village. His hands built houses, churches, and schools. But while everyone admired his work, no one knew the pain hidden inside his heart. Every night, he whispered the same prayer. "Lord, have you forgotten me?" Years earlier, Thomas had made a terrible mistake. In anger, he had pushed away his only son. The young man left home and never returned. Letters stopped coming. The house became silent. Thomas believed God could never forgive him. As the years passed, his hair turned white, his back bent with age, but his guilt only grew heavier. One cold evening, while walking home from the village chapel, a storm rolled across the hills. Rain poured, lightning lit the sky. Thomas found shelter beneath an old oak tree. Then, a warm light appeared before him. Standing in the rain was a man dressed in white. His face radiated peace. His eyes held endless compassion. Thomas fell to his knees. He immediately knew it was Jesus. Trembling, Thomas cried, "Lord, I failed as a father. I failed as a man. Surely you cannot still love me." Jesus stepped closer. The storm seemed to grow quiet. Then he spoke softly. "Thomas, do you remember the story of the shepherd who searched for one lost sheep?" Thomas nodded. Jesus smiled. "My Father never stopped searching. Not for sheep, not for children, and not for broken hearts." Tears filled the old man's eyes. "But my sins are too great." Jesus gently replied, "There is no sin greater than God's mercy. People measure mistakes. Heaven measures repentance." Thomas buried his face in his hands and wept for the first time in decades. The burden he carried began to disappear. Jesus placed a hand on his shoulder. "You have spent years punishing yourself, but I already carried your burden." The rain suddenly stopped. Clouds drifted apart. Moonlight covered the valley. Then Jesus gave Thomas one final message. "Tomorrow, leave your door open." Before Thomas could ask why, the light slowly faded. Jesus was gone. The next morning, Thomas remembered every word. Although confused, he left his front door wide open. Hours passed. Nothing happened. By evening, he wondered if it had all been a dream. Then, a knock echoed through the doorway. Standing there was a man with gray hair. His face looked strangely familiar. The stranger whispered, "Father." Thomas froze. His heart nearly stopped. It was his son, older, wiser, with tears running down his face. The son said, "I searched for you for many years. I wanted to come home, but I was afraid you would never forgive me." Thomas embraced him tightly. Both men cried without speaking. At that moment, Thomas finally understood. The miracle was never just seeing Jesus. The miracle was believing his words. Forgiveness opened the door, long before his son walked through it. From that day forward, Thomas spent the rest of his life telling everyone he met, "No matter how far you've wandered, God's love is always searching for you. Leave the door of your heart open, and never believe you're beyond His mercy." Because Jesus never abandons those who seek Him. He welcomes every soul that returns. And sometimes, the greatest miracle begins with forgiveness. If this story touched your heart, like this video, subscribe for more inspiring stories about Jesus, and share it with someone who needs hope today. May God bless you always.